Alright guys, so today we're going to be talking about the whole Young Thug cover art Know My Name is Jeffery mixtape and what people have been saying about him, what I think about this whole mixtape cover art and his name change and everything. So without further ado, let's get into it. So Young Thug actually dropped his mixtape a few days ago where he did a listening party on August 25th, 2016 for his new mixtape, which is called Know My Name is Jeffery. And the cover art of the mixtape actually blew up on social media, on Twitter and Instagram specifically, and people were making memes about him and talking about how he look a hot mess and he's in a big dress and a umbrella hat looking thing on his mixtape. And people were going off. People were saying it's gay, he's in a dress, all types of stuff. But what Young Thug actually said about his cover art, and his cover art was done by Alexandro Triquan, which is a Italian designer, and he said his designs were actually inspired by Japanese kimonos and kosadis. And kosadis are actually big pants, wide leg trousers that actually look like they're dresses. So that's where the whole dress thing came about with his cover art, and that's why it looks like he actually have on a dress, but the pants is so big and so wide it actually looks like a dress. So that's where the whole cover art, the design and everything behind that dress that he has on actually came from. And Young Thug actually said during his listening party that he don't want to be called Young Thug anymore. And let's get into that. I can actually appreciate that. I can actually say yes, he has a point with that. Because nowadays, when you're in the rap game or entertainment industry, you need to have especially when you're a freaking rapper, you need to have a name that coincides with something that's hard, tough, or yeah, you'll fuck up a few niggas or whatever it is. You need to be tough, actually, to be in the entertainment trap rapper industry. And he said he don't want to be known as a thug anymore because he don't want his kids actually growing up and calling him a thug or hear somebody else calling him a thug. And I understand that. You know that there is a lot of negative connotations when somebody is called a thug. A thug is actually somebody that's in a gang, violent, commit crimes, stuff like that. And if you want to be more mainstream, more marketable to everybody, especially in the entertainment industry, you need to have something that's more, you need to have a more mainstream name, basically. And that's what he's saying. He don't want to be sitting down in front of Oprah or Bill Gates or something and they're calling him Young Thug. He wants to be known as Jeffery. And I don't know if it's Jeffrey from the Have or Have Nots, but yeah, he said he want to be called Jeffrey. And for everybody that don't know, Jeffrey Lamar Williams is actually his birth name, his given real name by his parents. And he said in the listening party that he actually hated his name, and he still hates his name, but he would rather be called Jeffrey than Young Thug because he know what Young Thug means when somebody else out of the rap entertainment industry says it. Even though it's just a name and people shouldn't be judging people off names, that's the first thing you give people. That's your first impressions on people nowadays is your name. Because when you walk up to somebody and they ask you your name, oh, my name is Young Thug. Okay, Young Thug. You know what people are going to think when they hear a name like that. Especially if they're not into trap rapping music or stuff like that, you're not going to be marketable, you're not going to be mainstream. So he wants to cut ties with Young Thug and be called Jeffery. So I can appreciate his reason for changing his name. I totally respect his reason for changing his name, and I think that he did a good thing with changing his name, especially with what he's trying to do and what he's trying to do for the entertainment industry. So let's talk about his cover art and him actually being in a dress on the cover of his mixtape. And Young Thug has never been the one to be regular or dressed like how everybody has dressed. From the first time we saw Young Thug doing that ugly dancing that he did, he has always been somebody that dresses outside of the box, more fashionable in the rap entertainment industry, as I would say. And his whole thing with being more fashionable is he wants to be androgynous. And androgynous actually means that you have both masculine and feminine characteristics. So you can dress in female clothing, you can dress in male clothing, you can have long hair like a female, you can have short hair like a female. You're sexually fluid. That's what androgynous means. And that's what Young Thug is trying to bring forth in his cover art. And he actually said that he want to break boundaries. He want to set trends as far as being a rapper is concerned. And being androgynous is the way to go. Especially now in our generation where social media is taking over. Especially because social media is where you build your fan base, is where people talk about you. So if you can be different, out of the box, and come up with some off the wall stuff, you know people is going to notice you. You know people is going to talk about you. You know people are going to see what you're about. And that's exactly where he's going with it. And that has his pros and its cons, because the pros of that is that people are going to talk about you. Yes, you're going to have like a big audience. Yes, and you're going to always be on everybody's meme, and people are going to be making fun of you, and people are going to actually see what you have to say or try to see what you have to say. But the con of that is that other people that's not for androgyny or not for sexual fluidity or not aware of this is going to be confused, and they're going to write you off as being gay. Or you know how it is in the black community when somebody is sexually fluid or sexually androgynous, and black people are known not to be accepting of gay-esque or things that are supposedly gay, like dressing in a dress, a male in a dress or a male in a skirt or something like that. But I can appreciate what he's trying to do. Not that I agree with it, not that I think it's right, or I would allow my son to dress in a dress, go out in the street. Nah, never. But I can appreciate what he's trying to do, because in the rap game, they feel like you have to be tough or hard to be a rapper, and Young Thug is trying to break that bridge, break that boundary, and actually say that no, you don't have to be tough. You can dress how you want to dress. You can be who you are and still be a rapper. And androgyny actually started, well, I know where androgyny actually started for me was when I actually seen models, female models being dressed in male clothing. That's when I started seeing androgyny. And that's where he's trying to go with it. So if you're wanting to be in the fashion industry, you have to be more mainstream. You have to be more manageable, promotable. I don't even know if that's a word. But you have to be more mainstream so more people can accept you. And that's why I think he changed his name, because he's trying to be more mainstream, and he's trying to break bridges and break boundaries as far as what a rapper is supposedly look like and supposedly supposed to dress like, or supposed to be named like. And I know not everyone can actually have a name like Jeffery or Drake and actually be known and notarized and be accepted and get people to talk about them. They have to have some off the wall name like Young Thug or 50 Cent or some crazy name. And he's actually trying to put out there that, okay, you can name Jeffery. You can actually be named Jeffery and wear a dress or wear a skirt and actually be noticed, and people actually talk about your music and you're actually successful. And I feel like that's what he's trying to bring across with this whole mixtape and cover art and all that stuff. He's just trying to bring forth and say, you can be yourself, you can do whatever the hell you want to be and still be a rapper, still be notarized, still make money, still do what you want to do, especially in the entertainment business where it's so constricting. And when you're in a certain division of the entertainment world, they put you in a box, and he's not trying to be put in a box. He's trying to be out there and mainstream. So those are my thoughts on the whole cover art, the whole he's changing his name to Jeffery. Tell me below what you guys think about the whole him changing his name from Young Thug and wanting to be called Jeffery now, his legal biological name, and also what you think about the cover art and the inspiration behind the cover art, which is androgyny. He's trying to be androgynous, sexually fluid. Just tell me what you guys think below, because I know you guys have a lot of criticism, comments, concerns, all of that. And I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'm out of here. Deuce.